Hello everyone. Welcome to Easy Learning YouTube channel. I am Rajesh Shimbi. Today I am going to take you to CBSE Class 10 Political Science Chapter 4. It's the first part of this chapter and name of the chapter is Gender, Religion and Caste. Before moving on to our chapter, let me remind you to subscribe and press the bell icon. Please watch the video till the very end and leave your valuable comments in the comment box. The important previous questions and answers of CBSE exams from this chapter are being dealt in this video. The first important question that we are dealing with in this chapter is mention the different aspects of life in which women are discriminated in India. Indian society is a patriarchal society and hence the women face a discrimination in all aspects of life. അതായത് നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്ത് സ്ത്രീകൾ നേരിടുന്ന ജെൻഡർ ഡിസ്ക്രിമിനേഷൻ അതായത് ലിംഗ അസമത്വത്തെക്കുറിച്ചാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ പഠിക്കുന്നത്. As we all know, Indian society is a patriarchal society. That means the father is the head of the family and it's comparatively a male dominated one. Hence, the women of our country face a discrimination in all aspects of social life. സാമൂഹ്യ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഒരു വേർതിരിവ് തലമുറകളായിട്ട് അനുഭവിച്ചു വരുന്നുണ്ട്. The first aspect is in the educational sector. The literacy rate of women in India is much lower to that of women in other countries. When we compare the literacy rate of India to that of the women in Western countries, especially in developed countries, we can find that the ratio is comparatively much lower. The number of girls who drop out from higher classes is comparatively more than that of the boys. As we all know, Kerala is almost a fully literate state. But once you go to the North Indian states, we can see that there are a lot of students who drop out from higher classes. Especially girls drop out because the parents don't support the education of women, of girls. This happens because the parents give more priority to the education of their sons. Even though the women work more time than the men, they are paid less and their role in higher posts are still fewer than men. It's a common practice. Even it is being followed even now. Because even though men and women work in the same firm, does the same work, as we all know, the women are being paid much lesser comparative to their male counterparts. The Equal Remuneration Act of 1976 was passed. This was passed in order to reduce the disparity in wage or salary structure, but it still persists. That is, in 1976, an act known as Equal Remuneration Act was passed. എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടായിരുന്നു? For reducing the disparity in wage salary structure. സ്ത്രീ പുരുഷന്മാർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്ന വേതനത്തിന്റെ ശമ്പളത്തിന്റെ വ്യവസ്ഥയിൽ ഉള്ള ഡിസ്പാരിറ്റി അസമത്വം മാറ്റുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയാണ്. But the disparity in wage salary structure still persists. That's still going on. The second aspect of gender discrimination that we can find in India is in the child sex ratio. That is, even now in many parts of India, parents prefer to have male child and hence female infanticide continues. That means during the pregnancy stage, women undergo scanning or other gender tests. It's legally banned, but still it's going on to know the gender of the newborn baby or the fetus. And once it is realized that the fetus is a girl, is going to be a female, they abort it. So it's being legally abolished. The second question is the women's political representation. Explain the status of women's representation in legislatures. In India, the women representatives were very low in early days. Since India gained independence, we know that the majority of our representatives, political representatives in legislatures, that is in parliament and in the state legislatures, are mainly men. only a very few women have been elected to the legislatures. That we are discussing it. Various women movements raised their demand for better representation in legislatures as they felt that better representation in legislatures alone will help to reduce the grievance of women. That is, in order to address the grievances or the sorrows or the mishappenings in the life of women in India, more women members have to be elected and they should represent the women folk in legislatures. But the figures are still low. That is, in the Lok Sabha, in the last election, that is in 2019, only 14.36 of percentage of women were elected. It's a very mere figure. Their numbers in state assemblies are less than 5%. The situation is even pathetic in legislators in state assemblies, that is even less than 5% participation of women are there in the various states of our country. Continuing with this question, India is much below in the list of world nations in this aspect that we can easily understand. To solve this problem, Panchayat Raj has been implemented. One-third of the seats as per the Panchayat Raj in all elected bodies are now reserved for women. Thus, there are about 1 million, that is 10 lakh women representatives in all urban and rural local bodies. That is in corporations, municipalities and panchayats, there are about 1 million women representatives. This happened because of the passing of Panchayat Raj Act. A bill ensuring one-third representation for women in Lok Sabha has been placed before Parliament. So, the representation has to be enhanced in, women representation has to be enhanced in both Parliament also, both houses of the Parliament, and for this a bill has been put forth or placed before the House in Lok Sabha. But the same has not yet been passed because of the lack of consents of all political parties. As we all know, as we all read and come to know in media, through media, we have found that discussions are ongoing for the last several years about passing of one-third, a bill that ensures one-third representation for women in Lok Sabha. This proves that some form of social divisions need to be represented in politics. That means the disparities can be reduced only with a better representation of women in political sector. Thus, the first part of this political chapter have come to an end. The second part you can expect it within 3 or 4 days. Thank you all for watching my video.